Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I want to talk about, and it's dear to my heart, a lot of guys that are giving up in the dark. They're not telling their family members they have issues. They're not telling their friends they have issues. But through action, they're giving up in the dark. You have one life to live. When I say never local, I don't say to brag. I don't say to offend people. I don't say to say, look at me, this is what I'm doing. A lot of people don't know, but I used to attend private school. I was blessed. Shout out to my mother. And when I say shout out to my mother, I really mean shout out to my mother. She literally sacrificed everything to make sure I lived a privileged life. And I'm going to say this again. My mother made sure she sacrificed everything that I live, and my brother lived a privileged life. That's why I go so hard. And this is why I give back to my mother. But when I went to private school, we used to play a game. I don't know if they played it in public school, but we played a game called Show and Tell. You bought a toy. Yeah, private school was super cool. Let it breathe. And this is just a mixtape. You bought a toy. And then you talk about the toy that you bought to school. So when I say never local, I'm not doing it to show off. This is not a game of show and tell. But you got one life to live. Do not spend your whole entire life in an attic. Do not spend your whole entire life in a basement. As a man, listen, we go through the highs, we go through the lows. And I'm going to say this again. We go through the highs, we go through the lows. But there comes a point where you have to break off and you have to have independence. And once you experience independence, there's no turning back. Never give up. I don't care what happened last month. I don't care what happened last year. I don't care what happened last relationship. I don't care how you feel. Nobody cares how I feel. Life doesn't care how I feel. But you know how I make it happen? I perform through the highs and I perform through the lows. When it's all said and done, you have to explore. You have to travel. The best thing that I love about traveling is it takes money. You miss your flight, you didn't insure your ticket. Guess what? If you don't have money, guess what? You're stuck in another country. Guess what? You're stuck in Canada. Guess what? You're stuck in Vancouver. You're stuck in another place. And imagine being stuck in another country. Imagine being stuck in another place and you're not from there. You don't have family there. Guess what? You got to start from scratch. You got to start from the bottom. Go and travel the world. If you have no kids, you should be never local. Go and travel the world. And when you travel, guess what? Naturally, you're going to hustle because you're traveling and you understand when you travel, things happen. Customs is real. Border patrol is real. They could literally make you miss your flight. They could hold you over. And guess what? If you miss your flight, what you going to do? You going to stay in Vancouver, Canada? If you miss your flight, what are you going to do? Stay in Bulgaria? If you miss your flight, what are you going to do? You're going to stay in Barcelona? When you're local, sometimes it literally works against you because you're local. You have family. You have aid. You have resources. But I'm telling you, as a man on this journey, on the front lines, it's literally all on you. God has your back, but faith without works is dead. You got to put in the work. And guess what? If you had a bad month, if you had a bad 2 months, if you had a bad 4 months, guess what? It doesn't matter. And I'm going to say this again. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you went 2 weeks to sleeping. I don't care if you went 3 weeks to sleeping. I don't care if you went a month of sleeping. I don't care if you went 2 months of sleeping. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand that you are still in the fight no matter what. No matter the outcome, no matter the emotion, you are still in the fight. And that's important. Listen, when it's all said and done, A lot of men, they don't explore, they don't travel. What's the urge to hustle? What's the urge to get money? Ask yourself, what's the urge to hustle? Be honest. If you could live with your auntie, if you could live with your uncle, if you could live with your father, if you could live with your mother, what's the urge to really hustle? What's the urge to really get it? And I want to make this video in the year 2025. Listen, do not watch content without making content. If you watch content, you're watching content because you're studying the plays of the great. And I'm going to say this again, success leave trails. So if you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Kick, you're consuming content because at the end of the day, you're making content. 2025, if you're not making content, listen, I appreciate the views. I appreciate the comments. But to all my FLS soldiers, I want you guys to create content as well. In the year 2025, being broke is a personal choice. And I'm going to say this again. In the year 2025, being broke is a personal choice. Listen, you probably have clothes that you could sell on eBay. Everything is online. Get online and get on your grind. The comfort zone, it has to come to an end. The excuses, everything has to come to an end. We cannot be sideline watchers. We cannot watch people and talk about what sports players are making. Let me tell you guys something. You are the biggest stock. And when you travel, it really opens your eyes to endless opportunities. To everybody out there, if you don't have your passport, put a -44 in the chat. In the year 2025, I suggest all you guys out there who don't have a passport, go and get a passport, go and travel the world, and go and see that there is life outside of America. And once you realize that there is life outside of America, guess what? When you're in America, you're going to hustle hard. Let me tell you guys something. When it comes to YouTube, this is the first time in my life that I've ever been consistent. And when I mean the first time, it's the first time that I ever been consistent. I take 2 months off. I usually take 3 months off. Politics as usual. I'm not a politician, but those who know, they know. Politics as usual. But my main thing is true success is wanting the same for others. And what I could tell you is from Patreon, what I could tell you from consultations, what I could tell you from views, what I could tell you from monetization is I'm blessed to be in this economy in the year 2025. I'm super blessed. I'm triple blessed. I have gratitude. But one thing that I want to say is that I am not on the internet strolling content just to stroll content. If I watch content, listen, I'm watching content and I'm also creating content. I'm literally in the game. To all you guys out there, EA Sports is in the game. Your mother should not be suffering in the year 2025. Your father should not be suffering in the year 2025. People around you should not be suffering in the year 2025. Listen, it's time to get it. And with that being said, listen, it's all on you. Your life is a story. Content is out there. Listen, the leaves is falling. Capture that. The sunset, capture that. The mountains, if you live in Salt Lake City, if you live in El Paso, Texas, if you live in Phoenix, capture that. Turn on the record button and guess what? Start showing people your first person view. Capture that. Take care of yourself. Self-care is important. When you take care of yourself, guess what? People will watch your videos just to see you because you take care of yourself. Never let go of yourself. Never give up. Never quit. Stay focused before you end up homeless. Let it breathe.